we are here to celebrate the life of Ross Avery Walker. I met Ross Avery Walker in 2011 at a focus group, and I thought to myself, my goodness, there's someone like me. There's a trans man who is like me but older than me. They really exist? That's real? You know, so once we got to know each other, a year later I was writing for Out Loud newspaper, and I said, your story needs to be shared. I've not met anyone of this age from Baltimore who identifies this way, at least now, because that's the new terminology. But Ross was born in 1962, so he was born before all of these labels and all this stuff that we have now. So I really wanted to know how did you do it? And one of the remarkable stories I remember he told me was, he said, I sat across from the table with my granddad and I said, I'm a boy. And I said, you're still sitting here with me? And he said, I did. I said, well, what did your granddad say? He said, okay. So to me, that told me something about Ross, that he's bold, he's resilient, and he knows who he is. Ross is very quiet, a man of few words, but a force to be reckoned with. In 2012, I learned that he actually remembers the day that Martin Luther King was killed. I said, what did that feel like? And so he described what it felt like in the city of Baltimore at that time. He also told me what it was like to be in queer Baltimore in the early 80s, late 70s. I call that on the other side of the wall. And celebrating our 50 years, there's another side of the wall. He said, I lost a lot of friends to what now we call HIV/AIDS. Then it was great. I lost a lot of friends to that, and I was scared. We were all scared, but we all hung together and we took care of one another during that time. He told me a time when he was sitting on the steps, and I think someone in his family said, what you doing down there with those people? They're weird, they're different. But he saw his community early on, and was not ashamed to sit with who he found family with. I watched this man quietly walk with his grandmother, who raised him through her life, absorb her wisdom until she passed on. He put his life on hold to make sure that she, as an elder, was taken care of and moved on gracefully. I watched him work at a prestigious institution and face discrimination, misgendering. I've watched him even watch others who had health insurance get the medical needs met, but he couldn't, and he had to fight quietly. He didn't make a bunch of noise, he just took the proper channels that were set in place for him to get what it is that he needed. And this past October, I had the opportunity to watch Ross receive his surgery that he needed to affirm fully his gender and to be comfortable more in his body, and I've never seen a person glow even more. It's been a privilege to watch this happen, this transformation, because he lived before the name, he's living during the name and policy. He's showing me what it's like to walk through the dark ages, because they may be here again, who knows? So he holds the keys to what it's like to really walk in who you are against all things. This man is a man of faith. Apostolic, that is, he lets me know. That's a heavy load to carry. And he does not mind going to different churches. He makes time for folk. So I want to stand here today and say thank you, Ross, for praying for my wife and walking with me and my family. Thank you for all the church communities that you've been a part of and still a part of. And he always called me every once in a while and said, what are we doing next? I said, oh, Lord. And I thank you for showing me that we've been here and that we count. And even in the faith of us having a youth-driven culture, it gets better later. All right. Stand here tonight and please give Ross Raw Dog Avery Walker a hand.